What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam, this is Vancity Audi, and we are back here at Racing Greed for Dyno Day number 2. Last time we were here, we did a B9, S4, S5, and SQ5 Dyno Day. Today, I'm doing a little something different. I've asked some of the guys that drag race with me out at the Titanium Strip Mission Raceway Park to join me for a Dyno Day to see how much power they're actually making. They all know how fast their car is, they all know their best ET, but do they know how much power they're making? Today we got 4 guys out of all different makes and models, something in which you've probably never seen on this channel before. You may have seen some of the content of them drag racing alongside me, or just of me in my old videos showcasing them as someone that was racing, possibly in a different car. Today we're going to be using Dynojet calibrated, uncorrected numbers. It is really cold today, a wonderfully low density altitude. I expect some big power numbers out of these guys. I'll introduce you to each of the guys and they'll tell you a little bit about their vehicles before they get on the dyno.
I'm Theo. I have a 2020 Ford Explorer ST. Right there. It's got upgraded hybrid turbos. It's running an E-Blend, E30 right now, and it's tuned by ZFG Racing. The best quarter mile at the drag strip is 11.01. And on draggy, it's then 1096, but I haven't been to the drag strip yet this year.
That's pretty badass. What was your mile per hour?
It was 125.
Here are Theo's results in his Explorer ST, 621 wheel horsepower, 580 foot-pounds of torque, managing a 10.9 at 125. Look at those curves, that torque looks mint. Horsepower, climbing and climbing, at this weird little peak on the end, but that looks freaking monstrous. A great start to the day, making 621 and 580.
My name is Michael and I have a 2021 M3 Competition rear-wheel drive, and in terms of my modifications, I've done a titanium catback exhaust, I've done an air intake, and it's running a race chip piggyback tune. In terms of fuel, I'm running Shell 93 pump gas with a E85, about 10 liters, so I'm figuring it's running about an E20 blend. So at the Mission Raceway on stock tires, I ran an 11.5 at 128 miles per hour.
So you and I have discussed at length, we know that this car is capable of a lot more, and we think that's due to?
Clearly due to traction. Even at my personal best, I was spinning off the line. I saw some slippage in the second gear.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I think the car probably can get lower ET. Trap speed was pretty good,
yeah.
But definitely lower ET.
Michael's very cool BMW M3 Competition made 588 wheel horsepower and 556 foot-pounds of torque. There are the graphs. You can see the horsepower just plateau up top. I would expect it to be able to climb even further. My guess is once he's managed to unlock that ECU and flash it, it'll be able to make substantially more power. 588 and 556 is not too shabby though.
My name is John Cussman. I brought a 2016 Corvette Z06. As far as performance mods, it has a cold air intake, a heat exchanger, expansion tank, low side fuel system, flex fuel sensor, and tune. Fastest this year was a 10.55 at 132 mile an hour.
I was having an off day and forgot to film his results. Luckily, I did take a photo. Johnny managed 659 wheel horsepower, 662 pounds-feet of torque out of his Z06, some incredible numbers, and a very, very impressive-looking graph.
My name is Jared Belfour, and this is a 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. So it's got a 4.5-liter Whipple blower, running a 4.5-inch pulley, 10% underdrive, so it's putting out about 22 pounds of boost. We had to upgrade the fuel system, of course, to come across that kind of boost level. So it's got dual in-tank pumps and 4 fuel rails and Injector Dynamics 1300cc injectors, and then long tube headers and catless mid pipes to get the air out of there. Today we're running Shell 93, and it's got about a gallon of VP C16 in it, just as a safety barrier. It is on a 93 pump gas tune. So this car has been $995 at 140 miles an hour out at Mission Raceway recently.
So badly on the dyno because it's not very warm here. Rear wheel drive, and it's got a ton of power. So we got someone sitting in the back seat now to weigh it down to help with traction. You've made some bad decisions in your life. Is this gonna be one of those?
This is up there for sure.
We most certainly saved the best for last. Jared managed 853 wheel horsepower and 809 pounds-feet of torque once we got it to stop spinning. Look at that horsepower. Just keeps growing and growing and growing. So much so that we figure if his transmission was tuned to shift a little later, it would have made even more horsepower. Solid torque figures as well, as flat as it could possibly be, and very, very impressive numbers out of his 6.2-liter V8 in his Dodge Hellcat. Well, that's a wrap here at Racing Greed. Thank you so much to these 4 gentlemen for coming out. That was freaking awesome. So much fun to see such a variety of cars. We have an SUV. Who would have thought it would have made 620 freaking wheel horsepower? That's freaking awesome. We have a BMW M3 Competition. Looks badass. What is that wrap color?
Brooklyn Gray.
Brooklyn Gray. Looks sick, and it made power. Then behind Theo, we have the Z06 that you guys might have seen on the channel, putting down big numbers and ripping off, what was your personal best again? 10.5?
10.5.
10.5 in the quarter mile. A lot of fun and sounded awesome. Then we have that pig in the corner, making 850 wheel horsepower. They had to sit in the damn thing to make it actually grip and gain enough traction to put down those numbers. But incredible cars. Thank you all so much again for joining me, guys. That was a lot of fun. Stay tuned until next week, guys. I have one more dyno video lined up, and the next one's gonna be Daza's 2.5-liter turbocharged motors in RS3s and TTRSs. They're all gonna come down here. Join me here at Racing Green again, and we have one more dyno day to see how much power they make at the wheels here on their Mustang dyno using DynoJet calibrated numbers. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care.